The champagne glass didn't just slip, it detonated. A golden spray burst across my wedding dress before I even finished saying I do. The bottle hit the marble floor with a violent crash, foam hissing out like venom. The crowd froze mid-breath, forks hovering above plates, eyes wide. My sister stood there, center stage, red-faced and smirking, her voice cutting through the silence like a blade. This is what you get for acting like you're better than me. Gasps, murmurs. Then the cake. 3 tiers of white velvet perfection, destroyed by her bare hands, fists sinking into frosting as porcelain plates shattered on the floor. Silence thickened the air, broken only by my mother's soft cooing as she rushed forward. Not to me, but to her. She wrapped her arms around Emily like it was some kind of therapy session. She just needs to let it out, my mother whispered, stroking her hair. And me? I stood there, dripping with champagne and humiliation, holding back every ounce of fury that burned behind my ribs. I didn't speak. Not then. Because rage is loud, but revenge is silent. That night, while they laughed in the kitchen, over wine and leftovers, I did what no one expected. I pulled her tuition deposit for the out-of-state college she bragged about endlessly, canceled the wire transfer, flagged her account as suspicious activity. I froze the lease she had begged me to co-sign. The apartment she toured just last week, gone, voided. By morning, Emily had no dorm, no apartment, no plan A. And at 7:30 a.m., she got the real news, the one I had been saving. Growing up, it was always her. Emily cried louder. Emily needed more. Emily was sensitive. Meanwhile, I was quiet, precise, sharp. That made me the cold one. My accomplishments, scholarships, promotions, even my engagement, were treated like afterthoughts, always shadowed by her struggles. When I got accepted into a program, they said Emily needed encouragement. When I got engaged, they said not to make her feel left behind. My sin was never arrogance. My sin was effort. And for that, I was punished with silence while she was rewarded for chaos. The signs had been there 6 months before the wedding. Snide remarks disguised as jokes. Wow, who knew you'd be the first to get married? Or the time she leaned too close to my fiancé, purring, if he weren't so stiff, I'd flirt with him myself. I laughed it off because family, right? Then came the dress fitting. She showed up in white. No one's going to mistake me for the bride. Don't be insecure. The next day, she cropped me out of the photos and captioned hers, "Some of us were born for the spotlight." People told me to cut her off. I didn't. I kept her close. Because quiet isn't weakness, it's patience. So that night, while the wreckage of champagne and cake still stained the air, Emily passed out drunk in my mother's guest room, unapologetic, smug. My mother excused her with the same tired line, "She's stressed. Be the bigger person." So I was. Bigger than she could ever imagine. First, the financial office. The deposit hadn't cleared yet. Perfect timing. Without it, her acceptance was null. Second, the apartment. Her credit was garbage, so she'd used my signature. I flagged the lease as fraudulent and had my lawyer send a cease and desist. Third, the scholarship board. She'd begged me months ago for a recommendation letter. I rewrote it, withdrew it, explained her behavioral concerns, and then the final strike. 2 months earlier, she drunkenly confessed to using fake IDs to work in clubs. She thought it made her edgy, untouchable. She didn't know I recorded it. Instinct, not malice. That recording I forwarded to her school's disciplinary board and copied the dean. By dawn, her world was rubble. A revoked acceptance letter, calls from housing, her advisor texting her in panic. She woke up screaming, running to my mother's. Room in tears. But I was gone. Checked into a suite downtown with my new husband, sipping champagne from Crystal, the real kind this time. They called me 5 times. I didn't pick up. Then came the email. Subject, "Why are you doing this?" I didn't respond. A week later, she stormed into my condo, her eyes bloodshot, her voice trembling. "You ruin everything." I sipped my coffee. Calm, steady. "No, Emily, you ruin everything. I just stopped cleaning up after you." She blinked. Silence. No smirk, no screaming. Just silence. For the first time in her life, she had no script. My mother called later, accused me of being cruel, said Emily was just acting out. I told her the damage wasn't emotional. It was financial, documented, irreversible. And for once, she had no argument. The fallout was permanent. Emily moved back home, her gap year stretching into 2. She tried to post online about betrayal and mental health, painting herself as the victim, but people remembered the cake, the screaming, the video footage someone leaked from the wedding. Me, I lived. My husband and I built something solid, quiet, untouchable. No chaos, no sabotage, just peace. They called me heartless. I call it boundaries. Let them think. You're soft. Let them misread your silence, then move when it counts. Because real revenge isn't loud, it's permanent.